Okay, today, how are you? And welcome to today's video. Today you might think I'm making chicken, but I'm not. I'm going to make chicken fried steak, sometimes also called country fried steak, and sometimes called Texas fried steak. So before I start, let me start off by introducing my partner, Two-Step Dot. Say howdy.
Hi.
Howdy. 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 Two-Step's going to do the breading for me while I get to go working on the ingredients. So, alright, Tata, you go over there, and I'm going to give you the meat. We're going to start off by taking out some cube steak. Now, all this is, it's a very, very inexpensive cut of meat. It's a round steak that the butcher has taken, and he's put through a machine and he's tenderized it. It's a very good bang for your buck. So, I'm going to take it over to Tata here. First, this is going out to Karen, by the way, because Karen's been asking for a good chicken fried steak recipe. So I'm going to salt both sides, just a little bit. I'm not putting a lot of salt, Two-Step. Alright, we'll do a little pepper on there. Now I did one of these earlier. This is not an authentic chicken fried steak recipe. I put a little twist on it. Okay, now we got this. Now if you'll take that, then you can bread that. What she's going to do is, she's going to do it just like the fried macaroni and cheese. She's going to do flour, she's going to do egg, and then she's going to do panko. Now I use panko now in the authentic chicken fried steak recipe. What they do is they flour the egg and they flour. I like the crunch of the panko. I also put some parsley in here and some fresh thyme. Now one of our bloggers called in, my friend Laura, who happens to be a nutritionist, and she said that panko has hydrogenated fat, dehydrated, gehydrogenated, some sort of hydrogenated fat. I looked on the box, said it didn't have any fat on it, so we're going to use it. It doesn't absorb as much oil, so this is a fattening recipe anyway, so you may want to look away anyway, Laura. Okay, go right to work, Two-Step. All right, let me introduce the ingredients. First of all, where's my wine? Is this my wine? Okay. First of all, we have 3/4 of a cup of vegetable oil. Now, normally in the old days, or even some still Texas, what they do is they use lard. I think that would give Laura a heart attack if I use lard. So I'm just going to bring that up to temperature and have a glass of wine. Now, let me take out the one I already did before. As you can see, I took a nice size one out. I've already breaded it. So this is the one we're going to use for the recipe. Take this stuff out of the way. Now, once we bread this, okay, I'm going to keep it at a 200-degree oven. So right now I'm going to put the oven on 200 degrees. As a matter of fact, I've got some cornbread in there, just like my mama used to make. That's in there cooking that I made before. It's got a little cheddar cheese in it too. It's going to be pretty awesome. All right, this fat is getting nice and hot. I want to test it, so I'm just going to take a little piece of the panko here and make sure it's not too hot. You want it to sizzle a little, but you don't want it to burn right away. We're going to give that one more second. Actually, somebody gave me a trick I saw on TV. If you put a wooden spoon in and it starts to sizzle, yeah, we're going to give that another second because we want to flash fry this. This is really going to be quick. All right, now, I have a pan working over here. Again, not your traditional chicken fried steak. How we doing over there, Two-Step? Good?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now, I happen to like mushrooms. I like the earthy flavor of mushrooms, so I'm going to put mushrooms in the gravy. So first we got to saute the mushrooms. Here's what I did. I took some dried mushrooms. These are dried shiitakes, morels, I believe there's some porcinos and some portobellos. You can buy it at any gourmet store. I took it and I rehydrated it. In other words, I soaked it in boiling water. And this is what came out of it. This is mushroom juice. I'm going to use that later if I need it to thicken up the gravy. All right. I think we're good here with this. Well, let's get this in here. Now, if you remember my compound butter recipe, It's on the website. We're gonna throw that in there because this pan is really hot. We're just gonna dump it. Okay, we got that going on high, and those are gonna saute a little. I'll move those around. Okay, that we're gonna add to the gravy. Okay, now we're gonna do the steak. We're gonna take this here. This is only gonna take about a minute or two aside, and we're gonna lay it in here. Now, again, my cast iron pan. Remember I told you about my cast iron pan? It's invaluable, inexpensive, and will last 100 years. I actually have one that I made cornbread with today. That one has been in my family probably over 100 years. It was my grandmother's. All right, so now that we got the mushrooms going, they're sauteing nicely. We got the chicken fried steak frying up nicely. All right, we're gonna get that brown. We're gonna talk about our side dish. What I've done is, I've taken some string beans, and I've trimmed them up a little. I blanched them in boiling salted water until they're crisp tender. They're not, they're crisp. They're good. They're not limp. Now, as soon as I took them out of the water, I immediately put them in ice bath. It shocks them. It stops them from cooking, and it keeps their green color. All right, so now, let's see how we're doing with our steak. Again, I told you it was only going to take a minute or so. If you don't have the oil hot enough, what's going to happen is it's going to soak up all the grease. We had the oil hot enough, and wait till you see how this looks. We're going to turn it over. There you go. Now look at that crust. That's what you want. That is the money shot right there. All right, now what we're going to do is, once this cooks for another minute or so, we're going to use the same pot, and we're going to make ourselves a gravy. The mushrooms are doing good, right? Two-step? What do you think? By the way, perfect job.
That's great.
Thank you. So the next a little here. Actually, we'll keep this here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make the gravy. Let me go over the ingredients for the gravy. All right, we're going to add a little bit more butter. We're going to drain most of this oil out because we don't want all the vegetable oil. We're going to take about 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil and about 1.5 tablespoons of butter, and we're going to make what they call a roux. A roux is flour and fat, equal parts, and you cook it just for a few minutes. If you don't cook it, you don't get the raw flour taste out of it. We're going to be making like a light brown roux. So we're going to cook it for just a minute or so, then we're going to add our liquids to it, and we're going to make an awesome gravy. Two-step, come here for a second. What do you think of this? That's that. What do you think of that? That was good, right? All right. Okay. Now we're going to take this, and we're just going to drain it over here. Look at that, nice and crispy, okay? And because it's steak, it does not have to be murdered. I'm going to pop this, hit it with a paper towel here. I'm going to blot it with a paper towel. And then I'm going to pop this right in that 200-degree oven we got working. So this way we'll work on the gravy. Oh, that's cornbread. Oh yeah, now we're talking. Okay, now we're going to pour off some of this fat. It's a lot of fat. Now, I told you before I put in 3/4 of a cup of oil, right? Well, let's just see how much oil came back out. Just to let you know that it's not really... Look at that. That's over 1/2 cup of oil. Still, it's already out. So we're not really absorbing a lot of oil, and that's for that huge piece of steak. So what we're going to do is we're going to add just a couple of tablespoons.